What up, y'all? This is Papa Z, and I'm back with another video. Man, we're going to talk about what the historic interview that Tucker Carlson did with Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia. Man, you got a lot of media, they hating on Tucker, man. Man, I don't know why they hating on that man like that. That's crazy. I think they wish they could have been the one, but they didn't have the balls to go sit down behind enemy lines and talk to Vladimir Putin. So they hating. You got everybody hating on him. It's almost like a Cat Williams Club Shay Shay effect. You even got Hillary Rotten Clinton calling the man up out his name.
Tucker Carlson is in Moscow right now interviewing Vladimir Putin.
Right.
The first American, I'll say, journalist to interview Putin since the war in Ukraine began. What does that tell you about Tucker Carlson and right-wing media and also Vladimir Putin?
Well, it shows me what I think we've all known. He's what's called a useful idiot.
She called him a useful idiot? Man, that's crazy. But yeah, man, Tucker Carlson, man, shout out to Tucker Carlson, man. He went over there. The man is brave. He took a chance on not even coming back to American soil if he asked the wrong questions. You know what I'm saying? I watched the interview, and I strongly suggest that everybody at least take 30 minutes out their day and watch at least 30 minutes of it in segments, because it's a 2 hour and some change long sit-down interview. Man, Tucker, man, you a brave dude, man. If you even looking at this, you brave. Because I want to know why.
Why? Why? Why?
You know, you asking $1 million question, why? You know what I'm saying? And the war between Russia and Ukraine, what's the purpose? You know what I'm saying? You ask tough questions. You even have Vladimir Putin
scrambling and scraping for shit
in his seat. But I give credit to Putin. He answered the questions, man. Because from what I take from it is that Putin and Russians had to do what they had to do. You know what I'm saying? They were promised, I think back in 2008 or something like that, where Ukraine would be a neutral state. You know what I'm saying? And then for the United States to start coming over there and setting up military bases, what do you think that Russia was going to do? You understand me? Because, you know, first of all, Vladimir Putin gave Tucker Carlson a little history lesson on why Ukraine belongs with Russia.
Let us go back to 1991, when we were promised that NATO would not expand, to 2008, when the doors to NATO opened to the declaration of state sovereignty of Ukraine, declaring Ukraine a neutral state. Let us go back to the fact that NATO and US military bases started to appear on the territory of Ukraine, creating threats to us. Let us go back to coup d'etat in Ukraine in 2014. It is pointless though, isn't it? We may go back and forth endlessly, but they stopped negotiations. Is it a mistake? Yes. Correct it. We are ready.
Now let me go back. I want to say it was 2008, if I heard it right, that that Ukraine was supposed to be a neutral state. Then somewhere along the lines, 2010, 2014, military bases started popping up on Ukraine soil. So, like I said, what do you think Russia was supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? They had to take a stand because they were promised one thing and NATO and United States started doing the opposite. The interview was pretty good. You know, they talked about AI, they talked about a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? But the biggest issue and what I think the world wants to know, or Americans want to know, is why, you know, Russia won't bow down or step away from, you know, the war situation over there. So Putin, he said, you know, as long as you guys keep sending money and weapons and things like that, he's not gonna bow down. You know what I'm saying? He letting the world know that Russia is not a weak country. They're gonna fight for what's right and to them, and they're gonna stand up. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm kind of torn between. You know what I'm saying? I'm not Russian, so it's like I'm not on their side, but you know, it's a common sense thing, because you wouldn't want nobody to come in your backyard and start setting up camp like they just gonna take over this part of your yard. You know, you would probably do the same thing. Not saying you would go to war and kill innocent people and do all that stuff like that, but you know, you're gonna show some type of force. You know, and you know, I mean, people make decisions, and the way Vladimir is saying it is that, you know, United States and NATO made a mistake.
If Washington believes it to be the wrong decision, let it abandon it. Let it find a delicate excuse so that no one is insulted. Let it come up with a way out. It was not us who made this decision, it was them. So let them go back on it. That is it.
They need to correct their mistakes. If they too embarrassed to admit it, come up with some type of excuse or something. Because Tucker Carlson, he flat out asked the man, do you want peace? And Vladimir Putin said, yeah. You know, we already had a deal. It was signed, like some of the papers were signed, but some prime minister came and messed up the whole deal that was being controlled by the United States. You know, and Vladimir Putin is like, you know, why are you guys in the business over here when you guys have your own business to attend to? He even brought up the fact that we going through immigration crisis over here. You know what I'm saying? You got $33 trillion debt. And then you guys sending $73 billion over here to fund a war and sending weapons when you have all the problems that you have in your own country.
Don't you have anything better to do? You have issues on the border, issues with migration, issues with the national debt, more than $33 trillion. You have nothing better to do, so you should fight in Ukraine? Wouldn't it be better to negotiate with Russia, make an agreement, already understanding the situation that is developing today, realizing that Russia will fight for its interests to the end? And realizing this, actually return to common sense, start respecting our country and its interests, and look for certain solutions. It seems to me that this is much smarter and more rational.
And I kind of feel Vladimir Putin on that. I ain't gonna say I do. I mean, I do. I feel him on that. $73 billion. I didn't know it was that much. And we got all this homelessness over here. We got food shortages. You know what I'm saying? We got kids that need rec centers and you know, we need housing for the homeless, and you know, we need the money over here for our infrastructure. That's crazy that we'll send $73 billion over there to Ukraine and not worry about what's going over here in the United States of America. Even Vladimir Putin sees that that's wrong. But we've been programmed so much to think that Vladimir Putin is such this, he's such this terrible person, when it seems like he see what's going on over here, that we need to mind our business and take care of our own soil. You know what I'm saying? Because Vladimir says once this is all over with, the wounds are going to heal. They still speak Russian over there in Ukraine. You know, it's solving nothing. You know what I'm saying? If the guys would have kept that deal that they did in Istanbul, the war would have been over a long time ago. But he flat out said it, that, you know, the negotiation is still on the table. After all this destruction, negotiation is still on the table.
So I just want to make sure I'm not misunderstanding what you're saying. I don't think that I am. I think you're saying you want a negotiated settlement to what's happening in Ukraine.
Right. And we made it. We prepared a huge document in Istanbul that was initialed by the head of the Ukrainian delegation. He affixed his signature to some of the provisions, not to all of it. He put his signature, and then he himself said, "We were ready to sign it and the war would have been over long ago, 18 months ago. However, Prime Minister Johnson came, talked us out of it, and we missed that chance." Well, you missed it, you made a mistake. Let them get back to that, that is all. Why do we have to bother ourselves and correct somebody else's mistakes?
And he's saying it, making it seem like they the one don't want the deal. He's saying it himself. You know, I don't know Vladimir. I mean, he could be telling the truth and he could not, but he put it out there in the open for everybody to see, because he never gets Western media to allow him to speak. So he put the ball back on this side of the court. So if we want a deal, he's willing to negotiate. That way we can stop sending billions of dollars over there when we need billions of dollars over here in our homeland. You know, we got a migrant crisis going on over here. You got citizens complaining about the illegal crossings and the cartels and just all type of shenanigans going on over here, and we're worried about what's going over there in Ukraine. They trying to take over a piece of the Russians' land to make it their own. Something we've been doing for years, just going and invading and taking people's land and taking their resources and all that stuff, when we got our own resources and everything over here. Sending our jobs over to different countries when we got people over here who want to work. But yeah, I forgot we're not migrants that came over here within the past 3 years, and then they get all the resources and all the help that they can ever want. You know what I'm saying? And we don't get nothing. So we got to sit back and watch these wars being funded with American tax dollars and things like that, and helping other people when they crossing illegally. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I don't hate on the people who do it legally, but when you just come over here seeking asylum, and your reasoning for asylums don't add up to the word asylum. You coming over here, you ask a lot of the migrants, they say, we want jobs. We came over here seeking a better life with a job. You know, I'm not trying to go off subject, but you know, when I start talking about that situation, it makes me upset. But anyway, y'all take a look at that interview, man. It's informative. It was a lot of things said, but the main thing that I took out of it is that Vladimir Putin and Russia, they're willing to negotiate and come to the table to stop this war, which they already had a negotiated deal, but one of the prime ministers came and talked them up out of it, you know. And Tucker Carlson, he asked Vladimir to not even talk to the prime minister and come straight to the Biden administration. And, you know, Vladimir said that he would, but, you know, it's a lot of moving parts. But the bottom line is that he's willing to negotiate. He's been trying to negotiate. They've been shutting him down, making it seem like he just still wants this war. He just being greedy and doing all the things that Russians do. And he finally got a voice and got a platform to speak. So, man, shout out Tucker Carlson. Look, man, the next time you go across across the country and you need somebody to be with you, man, I'll go with you. I ain't afraid to speak to these people. Because it seems like the Biden administration and other journalists are scared to cross over into other territories just to ask the tough questions and not try to, you know, cause any harm to anybody. Just, you know, giving us the real true answers on why things are happening the way that they are. Holla at your boy, man. It's Papa Z. And man, look, like I said, I appreciate everybody who tapping into the content. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know I was going to be doing some political stuff. I'm not a real political junkie or nothing like that. But, you know, when I look at things and analyze from my perspective, I be having things to say about it. You know what I'm saying? And, yeah, I appreciate you guys, man. Comment, like, and subscribe. Share the videos. And man, look, recently your boy done got monetized off of this stuff. So, you know, anybody looking to get monetized, man, you need to start talking about what real issues and the things that we are looking for. You know what I'm saying? We looking for solutions. You know what I'm saying? Plans of action. And, you know, let's try to make this country great. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a proud American, you know? And, yeah, I'm out. Papa Z. Oh, one other thing. Like I always say, protect yourself at all times. Keep your head on a swivel. God bless America. And I'm out. Papa Z. Peace.